There were three guys standing outside, and one of them was rolling up a zoot. And I'm with my wife. She said, Niqabi, and I'm walking to the building. I've just said to the brothers, would you mind just not being right outside the door? Bro, he's just standing there, he's just staring at me. And then the guy's looking at me, he's looking at him. The guy's just tapped his side back as if to say, like, I don't know, like, what's something, like maybe a knife or a gun. The way my man was moving, bro, my man might have stabbed me for saying salam alaikum to him. You understand?
So somebody robbed my phone. I'm like devastated.
Oh, yeah.
Got home, my brother said, come, we're gonna go. So I've gone with him. I remember that day it was snowing. We literally went like in the whole area of like Blackbird Grove. They were stopping people randomly.
We're
doing stop and search. Seen him in the message, I'm like, I recognize this guy. And then I realized,
This is the guy that robbed you.
subhanAllah. But you know what's crazy? It shows you one thing.
You don't need more contacts. You need the right contacts. One brother was running a fast food franchise in the UK. When he joined our network, in 15 minutes, we connected him to the CEO of one of the biggest halal food chains in the country for mentorship. Another brother wanted elite AI mentorship for his son. Within 3 minutes, he was speaking with a consultant trusted by the region's top companies. This is not a Rolodex that you can buy, akhi. These are connections you only get when you're inside the cave. And if you're a 7 to 9 figure Muslim entrepreneur or top level corporate executive or an investor, you can click the link below to apply to join.
Alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode of Chai with My Bai. In today's episode, we'll be diving deep into recent experiences that we've had in our lives that have shaped us profoundly, had a significant impact on our approach, our lifestyle, our mindset. It could be something to do with our deen, could be something to do with our personal life, our business. I want to start it off with you, Wadah. What's one thing, wa alaikum salam, that's happened to you recently that's really shaped you and had an impact on you?
You know what? I'll start with something in business, just to kind of kick it off. There's many things, alhamdulillah. One of which is, just joining this community of brothers, alhamdulillah. It's a huge impact. But I would say something I can think about is profound, and it has, a lot of hikmah to it, is that we had, I remember, a really big potential client, in the parking startup that we had. Huge client, and the potential, just one contract, easily 6-figure kind of ROI. So there was something just nagging me with this client, just because of their, number one, their attitude, how they would take away from the business resources. We're still young, so we don't have unlimited resources. And lastly, there was, even though, it's not a must that we deal with Muslims only, but there are some character traits that we should look out for in business as well as money, So there were some things that I just wasn't really, happy with. And subhanAllah, after some, thought and praying istikhara many times, I decided that we weren't going to go down this route.
Okay.
The team was really surprised, questioning this decision, etc. And even myself, when you're sleeping at night or when you're in bed, you're thinking, is it the right decision, etc. And khalas, we killed that deal, basically. Subhanallah, from that, and this is a deal we were working on for probably 3 months, 2 to 3 months. Killed the deal. Subhanallah, within less than a month, I'm just praying that, may Allah guide me into, a better deal. Subhanallah, one of our existing customers called and said, hey, I've referred you to somebody, and I'd like you, to come and basically meet them, like literally tomorrow. So I said, okay, went there. Alhamdulillah, it was one of a Maktoum family office.
Okay. Oh, the Sheikh's family, huh?
Yeah, one of the other members, but a Maktoum nonetheless. And this was to do with the Dubai police parking locations. So literally inbound, we didn't do any outreach, nothing. This just came, subhanAllah, from another customer that just happened to mention us. These guys wanted to meet us. And now, a few weeks ago, we signed for the 4 locations, Dubai police station locations. Alhamdulillah. Yani for me, there's nothing else to say. Whether you like it or not, this is from Allah, alhamdulillah. But it's just having that faith. And it was tough because at that time, there's a lot of expenses, outgoings that could have been resolved with that big contract. But just taking that step back, alhamdulillah.
Was this contract bigger in terms of
This in longer term, yes.
Yeah, 100%. Because imagine you sign the whole police.
And exactly. And imagine just the names involved.
Yeah.
Maktoum, Dubai Police. This one you have on the CV now, going into other clients.
I was going to ask you, brother Wadah, so what were the exact traits that told you of that client for you to not sign up?
You know what?
Was it a client or an investor?
No, it's a client.
It's a client.
It's a client, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge client. Just to give context, they
Can you say it? We can beep the name.
Yeah, you can say it if you want. It's they're called. They're the biggest, basically, valet company. They have 3,000 drivers.
I think they're
3,000 drivers.
Yeah, they supply the Ubers, right? The Lexus. It says IPS on.
Some of them they do.
You
They have that. They have. It's a multi-sector company.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah, and actually, right at the top, their parent company is actually owned by royal family of Sharjah.
Okay.
Like some of the
That
members
gives the
there.
story even more gravity, man.
Yeah. But subhanallah, the guys running this, side that we're kind of signing with, like comments like, like they didn't really respect their Muslim staff, for example. Yeah. Because, during Ramadan and whatever, like these guys are fasting, so they need to go break their fast and whatever. And these guys are the kind of responses they were given. It's like, they don't really
care.
They're not interested in that. They would rather not employ Muslims. This is something I heard.
Headache for them, right?
It's a headache, yeah. Commercially, I get it. If I was a non-Muslim, I'd say, like these guys
So
are
you
on breaks or
turned the
whatever.
deal down for that reason?
Yes.
Because they weren't looking out for Muslims.
Yeah.
I didn't even clock. I thought it was just they were being difficult in terms of the deal structure.
No. The deal structure was fine. It was from the deen perspective and like, what am I
So
really
actually
trying
left
to
it for the
build?
sake of Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
And Allah replaced it with something better.
Something better.
It's completely. Like,
You know what's also deep about this here is that obviously we just released a podcast where you went through your life and whatnot.
no.
Well, I'm just mind blown at how Allah changes things. This guy went from running from the police in Hackney to do deals with the police in Dubai.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Alhamdulillah.
That is crazy.
And one of the best police force in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A police officer that will actually pray next to you in Salah and you don't have to feel nervous.
Exactly. When you say Dubai police, anywhere you go in the world, they know.
Respect.
Exactly.
Did you have supercars?
Yeah.
No, but
Cybertruck, everything.
but my thing is like, look at the way Allah can just change your life.
Subhanallah.
From running from the feds to
And
breaking bread with the feds.
And during the time you're running from the feds, would you ever in your mind think that would be the case? Never.
Wow.
It's the last, alhamdulillah.
I'll mention one that happened. I had a recent conversation with someone and they highlighted to me the importance of Sunan Rawatib. And that's something that it's weird. Like if you had asked me, do you pray your Rawatib? I would have said yes.
Just define Rawatib for the people.
It's the 12 Sunan prayers. So it's the 2 before Fajr, 4 before Dhuhr, 2 after Dhuhr. There's none with Asr. There's 2 after Maghrib and then 2 after Isha. So these make up 12. And it's from the deen, it's from the Sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ would do regularly. Like it.
As in he never.
It's not obligatory.
He wouldn't leave
When he was traveling, he would leave it
Except
off.
for traveling,
Except for traveling. He wouldn't leave it off where to the point where like you would think maybe it's even, fard. But it's something that, like I said, if you asked me, I would have said, yeah, I do. Like, when I get the chance or, when I'm there. But when I actually thought about it, and I was like, there's many that I actually miss. And for me, the hardest was Dhuhr. I didn't realize, because it's like in the middle of the day, number one.
And
Number
it's
2 is before you pray. So
Yeah.
normally I get to the masjid, I time it, I'm going to get there for the iqamah. As I'm walking in, the iqamah, sometimes I'm even walking in and they've started the first rak'ah. So I don't even think about it. And then sometimes I'll read the 2 after the Dhuhr, but I think, I've missed the 4 before. Maybe tomorrow I'll get there earlier, but I never do, right? And then with Maghrib and Isha, it's easier, just 2, and then, with quick little witr as well. So generally you can read that more, but even then it wasn't like religiously with it. But when they mentioned this and I had this conversation with them, I thought, let me look into it a little bit more. Like I haven't really done this in a long time. And when I read, I was reading on Islam Q&A, and I came across a hadith where it mentioned that one time the Prophet ﷺ, he prayed 2 rak'at after Asr. And I think it was Aisha radiallahu anha who asked, like, what's this? Like, is this new sunnah or something that happened? Blah, blah, blah. And he mentioned, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I'm going to, Kama qal from the get-go. This is not to the word, like, it won't be precise. He says, someone came and they made me busy and I didn't get to pray the 2 after Dhuhr.
Yes. Delegation.
So he made it up
After Asr.
after Asr because he remembered that he forgot to pray it. And I
Subhanallah.
realized, I said, bro, I'm a joke, man. Like, and then I started reading about if you missed the 4 before, Dhuhr, should you read the 2 after first or should you make up the 4 before? And there's a whole issue in the discussion on scholars. But the point is that I didn't even realize it was that level. And I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here. From my experience, my personal anecdotal life experience, I felt like amongst the Salafi brothers, enough importance wasn't given to the Sunnah, because it's true, like, because when I first came to the Deen, I used to go to the Deobandi Masjid, right? And the Pakistanis, they have a thing where for them, it's as if it's fard. They make it to the point where some people will stop praying because like, this is too long. I have to pray 17 rak'at for... they would forget the Sunnah. They would add extra nawafil and make it as part of the...
Yeah, for Isha.
So Isha, for example, it was 4, 2, 2, 3 for witr, and then another 2 after as well. 17 rak'at every single, just for Isha, bro. Just for Isha. So you can imagine, but some people, for them, it's like, well,
It's going to put off a lot of
this is
young
long,
brothers. Yeah.
I can't do this. So when you came to Deen and you learn about fard, then, oh wait, this is what I have to do. Then they say, you know what, let me just start with this and focus on this. At least let me not let this slip. But when you think about it and then you really, the narration, the hikmah behind it is that, bro, your fard prayers, maybe you didn't pray it properly. Maybe you didn't have wudu. Maybe you weren't concentrating properly. It's going to be deficient. How are you going to be able to stand on Yawm al-Qiyamah? And, this is deficient. At least with the Sunnah, it's like a plaster you're putting it on, just in case it's extra. You can compensate for what you're missing out on. Yeah. So now, since that conversation, I've made a firm intention, man. I'm going to try my best, inshallah, to never miss a Sunnah Rawatib prayer ever again in my life.
You know what makes me annoyed about that, yeah? It's the fact that, that narration. I think the Sahabi who narrated it said, and I've never left it off since I heard it from the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then the one that narrated it from that Sahabi said, and I've never left it off since I heard it from the Prophet. And every single narrator who narrated it said, and since I've heard it, I never left it off from the Prophet.
I hope that I can continue that chain. Yeah. Because I heard it and now, inshallah.
And so that shows the results.
It shows
that they got.
And scholars mentioned, like, when you take this, don't leave it off. But then, unfortunately, the human deficiency. But you know what?
Inshallah from
today.
Inshallah
from today. Jazakallah khair. That's
very
very
inspirational.
I really appreciate the reminder. We heard it from today and we will not leave it off.
Inshallah.
Okay. Since we started making content for righteous and rich entrepreneurs, I've gotten so many messages from brothers who've been inspired and want help making money online. They're hungry for financial freedom so they can seek knowledge, do hijrah, and live life on their terms with Allah's permission. But here's the truth. I can't help you. I personally only work with 7 to 9 figure entrepreneurs. With that said, there is one brother that I trust more than anyone else that helps beginners start their online businesses with Allah's permission. In fact, I've sent him dozens of brothers already, and time again, he's helped them make consistent money online. Look, I have a lot to lose by putting my name behind someone I don't have full confidence in. But this brother, I vetted him and his team and his method. I trust him with Allah's permission. Which is why I'm ready to risk my 10-year plus reputation on telling you this brother, he will help you make money online, inshallah ta'ala. So if you're interested, go to the link below and you can apply for his mentorship. With that said, let's get back into the discussion.
So I'll also do a business story, but it's related to the deen. So one brother, and there's many gems in it. It happened recently, so it's in my memory fresh. So we set up a meeting, Maghrib time, the JLT Masjid, next to our office. Beautiful recitation. So he said, we're going to meet between Maghrib and Isha, and we're going to walk. Where should we meet? Like the meeting should be while walking. He doesn't want to sit and meet.
I love that.
Yeah, so it was
you
already...
like meetings when you walk?
Oh, yes, I love it.
I hate sitting down and meeting. I need to walk.
The most productive, and there's so many things getting
Bakr
done.
doesn't like it.
No, I don't mind it. But if you're talking in the middle of the day and...
I think I know why. There's no way to sign checks when you're walking.
Yeah, some meetings you need to sit down for sure. But some meetings, I think, when there's just brainstorming and whatnot, you could. So we meet this, mashallah, beautiful masjid, beautiful recitation. We get out, and he didn't tell me what's the agenda. Alhamdulillah, he's a very good brother. He invested 1.23 million USD in our Majan project. So he just said, Sam, I want to meet. So I was like, sure. Let's meet between Maghrib and Isha while we walk. I was like, okay, then come to JLT Masjid. I'll come down from my office. We'll pray, and it's Jumeirah Lake Towers. We'll walk and come back and pray Isha. So alhamdulillah, we started walking. I don't know what the agenda of the meeting is. Just meeting, right? So I was like, okay. So he starts talking. Then he gives me, first thing, he tells me, okay, so this is how he starts. He exactly frames it. Sam, brother, you come across as someone I can trust, and I'll tell you what he can trust me with later on. So I'll tell you exactly my situation right now. Okay. And then I'll tell you what I need from you. So he tells me his whole portfolio of all the real estate assets that he has. Allahumma barik, it's 50 million USD plus
Allahumma barik.
Allahumma barik.
between UAE and Morocco.
Allah
Oh, wow.
Allahumma barik.
Allahumma barik.
I didn't even know,
Allahumma.
Sheikh, when we first.
The big
Then,
fish.
yes,
You mean fish? Man's a shark.
the whale.
Man's a whale.
Allahumma barik, Allahumma barik.
Allahumma barik lahu.
And then he said, what I want from you is I'll liquidate X amount of dollars from the sale of this property, which is happening soon. Where do I put this money? Okay. And so basically he came for a portfolio analysis, right? But what shocked me, Sheikh, if you go back and think about it, he started, I trust you with it. So who am I? I'm a guy he just invested $1.23 million with. And we need a little bit more funding to finish it. And then we're going to launch another project, which we need more funding for.
Conflict of interest.
Yes. So he's asking me for advice, what we should do with the funds. Where a default answer for a salesperson would be like, Habibi, I'm the answer.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you looking for?
I'm who you've been waiting for.
Yes. So, but the fact he said, I trust you. Well, Sheikh, even saying that right now, I'm laughing, but at that time it put my head was spinning. Put tears in my eyes because, and this is not the first time it happened with me, but first time it so happened with someone who does not know me well. He literally came as a cold lead from online.
This guy.
Yeah, this brother, right? Through our marketing, he came from online. The brothers, the investors that know me, they ask me all the time, bro, I just sold my house. I have $700,000. What should I do? Because they know I'm not going to tell them because I know their situation.
So-
Knowing the situation, I'll tell them something that's befitting for them because our investment is not for everyone because for 2 years, you don't have access to the money. Yes, it's a big play at the end, but how are you going to pay your bills, right?
It's not liquid.
It's not liquid. You completely don't have access to it. There's no emergency exit. So it's not for a lot of people, right? So they trust me. But for this brother to say that, I'm like, wow, mashallah, And then he was so open, he said it. But then I asked him, okay, for me to answer this, I need to understand your whys, right? Because that's how I can tell you where to allocate this portfolio. So he said, look, brother, this wealth, I think is becoming a curse for me.
He said that.
He said that.
Subhanallah.
I was like, why? So he's like, because I memorized the whole Quran. Then I forgot 1/3. Now I need to rememorize this 1/3. And I feel like this wealth made me forget that 1/3.
Subhanallah.
As in distracted him.
It distracted me.
Subhanallah.
Now to get on a journey to rememorize that 1/3 and completely be at it. And alhamdulillah, I have 6 children and he has some goals with his children I'm not going to mention. But he said, I'm already spending 3 hours every day with the children. I want to spend more time with them. So these are my goals. Rememorize Quran, spend all day with my children and produce the next generation. But this brother inspired me. A man with $50 million just real estate portfolio. I don't know how much cash he has and everything else. He's just telling me this. I don't know if he even told me everything,
Exactly.
He told me what I needed to know maybe, right? And I did not know he's actually a Quran Hafiz.
Allahumma barik.
And the fact that he is so harsh on himself, how many of us, so many levels, I don't even know what lessons to derive. It's just so many levels and lessons. And
What did you take from that? You said it inspired you.
Yes.
To what?
It's inspired me, Sheikh, to prioritizing life, prioritizing life, which is this man, Allah has given him what many people aspire to have, but he has not lost sight. Who's going to think about, let's say in our world, I come from Bangladesh, who thinks about Quran memorization when you have 50 million USD portfolio? Who thinks about spending more time with the children and not growing this to 500 million?
Yeah, you think about more nannies.
Yes.
That are qualified nannies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what they think about, right?
Absolutely, Sheikh. How can I automate? And we talked about it in the parenting episode. How can we delegate? You cannot delegate upbringing of the children. It was just too overpowering, Sheikh. And the whole meeting was less than an hour because we walked, we had a small coffee, walk back because Maghrib to Isha is not much time anyways. We came back for prayer and salams. And I said, Sheikh, you gave me a heavy responsibility. I don't have an answer for you. I have to get back. Because now, once I understood his whys, now, I have to completely analyze and give it. Last thing I want to leave with this story, sometimes our clients, and this is so two sides of the coin, sometimes clients are blessings and sometimes they're curses.
No.
Absolutely.
Right? This client literally like changed my night, changed my days. I told my wife the story and like we're all like pondering and thinking. And mashallah, inshallah, you'll meet the brother one day, Sheikh. He wants to meet and join the network. It's like so humble, man.
SubhanAllah.
It's like so humble, brother.
I mean, this is
mashallah.
the thing, right? So this is actually one thing I've also been reflecting on recently as well. I remember when we moved to Dubai. I think we were here he was here for 6 months, but I think I was here for about 3 months. We had a yacht event. We had some brothers and some wealthy brothers that were on there. There's a brother that we know, and he was like, look, I keep it real with you. All these guys that are practicing, that have money, they've definitely done some haram. He's like, I don't believe that you could have become that successful in the dunya without taking shortcuts. That's what the brother was saying. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I remember there was a brother that was with him that was very wealthy. He was like, no, because I know billionaires that haven't taken a penny of haram. And he was like, impossible. They must have. They were having that little argument. And I can't lie, although conceptually people have made money without doing haram, I personally, seeing just the world from my lens, which unfortunately was a bit of a dark one, because when you're involved in dawah, you see a lot of evil. I was like, yeah, I don't really think there's many practicing people that have money. I was like, yeah, I'm sure there's that. Okay, praying 5 times a day, yeah, I mean, that's like standard, right? There's definitely guys that pray, but
I mean, this day and age, that's practicing, unfortunately.
right. But that's standard, right?
That
That's
should be
standard.
standard, yeah.
I'm like, I'm sure that exists, but you know, I don't really know if they care about dunya, care about deen that much. But subhanAllah, just looking at the first guy that shocked me was when we did Righteous Rights, which is a retreat that we have for those that are not familiar. It's a supercar retreat and like business mastermind for 7-figure plus entrepreneurs. Brother Ibrahim, who has Next Capital, fund. His brother had an exit of 9 figures. He sold his beverage company to PepsiCo. Allah Barik. I actually found out when I did the podcast with him, he gave most of the money away.
Wow.
He gave charity and he gave most of the money away to the people that started off the business with him.
No more bad.
Allah Barik. Anyway, this brother, we just did the Righteous Rights and Ramadan kicks in and he disappears for a month to go back to his madrasa with the kids and rememorize the Quran, to strengthen his Quran. And he said it was a madrasa with the kids. And he went back there for a month. So hearing that, I was like, wow, okay, well, we have one guy, Allah Barik. Now I'm just looking at, you know, the network that we have, for those that are not familiar, 7 to 9 figure network called The Cave for entrepreneurs that operate at a high level, Muslims, of course. Seeing everyone with their introductions, explaining their aspirations, what they're doing, the fact that I know them, like, Allahumma barik, bro. There's so much substance, and I don't know if this is a new thing, that there is wealth, there is riches and righteousness, or this was always there and we just weren't privy to it because we weren't in those circles, and now we are with Allah's permission, tawfiq. But it just brings so much joy to the heart to know, like people like Wa'il, like as in this guy, he, Allah Mubarak, is such a busy guy, bro. This guy, you're one of your neighbors. The guy, he manages 24 companies at any given time, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
And he Iman checks the CEOs. Forget G checks. He Iman checks.
Wow.
How's your Iman this quarter?
He's actually one of the most inspirational brothers in my life. You know that, right? I did a podcast on the Medina project yesterday. Brother Abdurrahim. He asked me, who's your most unexpected mentor? It's him. Like a guy who just, as in, a guy, I remember he sat with me one day, he's like, Imran, you know when they say there's fitna when it comes to wealth, people don't understand. He's like, you know, he said that every level there's a new devil.
Yeah.
He's basically making the same. He's like, the fitna. He was like, bro, I'm telling you, things get thrown at you. He couldn't even say it. He was like, just trust me, speak. Yeah, this guy, he wanted to basically engage himself in a particular act of khair, which I won't mention. And he was trying to find a specific act of khair to do, which only someone in his position could even do. He spent a year tracking down the opportunity. This guy traveled to countries off his own expense, jumped on planes to meet people, to where can I be involved in this act of worship?
Subhanallah.
It was nothing extreme or dangerous. Or this is no terrorism. Just making clear. You have to mention it. Sounds. I mean, I'm just trying to protect his good deeds. That's why I'm not mentioning it. There's nothing, but it's just isn't those people exist. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's been very inspirational for me because I just look back and have to just check myself. Like there's brothers there that maybe they're not students of knowledge, but bro, they're so on their deen, Allah barik, that they make me, a person who's got a background in da'wah and seeking knowledge, feel like, bro, man's underperforming. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I've seen personally, just the quality of these brothers, man.
Barakallah feek. Wadah. Or something else, non-business related this time.
You know what I'll add? I'll just add something to what Brother Imran said.
Tafadhal.
More than anything is that I feel like more recently with so many even non-Muslims coming into Islam, number one, and now it's such a globalized world that we're seeing so much that sometimes it's like, whether we like it or not, it kind of puts you to shame. When you see what's out there, what some people are doing, and they could be new to the deen or, you know, younger or whatever. It's the same with business. A lot of people, you know, I speak to, they're like, yeah, this founder, he founded something and in 3 months they were valued at 20 million, exited for whatever. You know, these crazy deals that you see online. That same inspiration is happening in the deen, I believe. There's like a resurgence of this, where now you're seeing, you know, people under 20 years old, as an example, you know, like Hafdeen al-Quran, they're, you know, doing acts of worship that are usually, you know, left for 40 plus in previous years. It's becoming, I don't know if the word is popular, but it's becoming a lot more positive to see this.
Absolutely.
And also we're seeing a lot of even the non-Muslim, you know, successful, you know, entrepreneurs, founders, whatever. We're starting to see more clearly behind the scenes, and we're seeing that money does not equal happiness. And the kids are seeing this. So now I feel like that's why now it's becoming more hand in hand, where you're seeing a lot of even young entrepreneurs coming up, making money, but at the same time not compromising on their deen, which is something that's so refreshing.
You know, I'm just thinking, bro, like, I'm just, as you were saying that, I just had a little experience in my head. I put myself in the perspective of the youngster who's watching this episode. Like, this never existed in our time.
Exactly.
Like, to see 4 brothers, right, who they got beards, they got trousers above their ankles, they talk about the deen, and we're talking about, I just done a deal, 6-figure deal I said no to, I got linked up with the big sheikh's family, I'm doing deals with the police, I got a client who's got, an investor who's got $50 million portfolio. I'm like, bro, and we're talking about deen and that never existed. And even now I'm looking online and I'm actually shocked because I'm seeing more and more mashayikh and du'at, and they all talk about...
I was going to mention a new name to you who popped up on my feed. Maybe we need to bleep it.
That's the one. Sheikh, I watched it, by the way. It was good, you know. Have you seen it?
He's so smart. I know he's going to be good.
Sheikh,
he's one of the smartest men, by the way.
It was
businessmen I've met.
bro, that's the one. When he made it, I said, you're watching Ratchet.
Yeah, it's cool now.
I know. You're all watching Ratchet.
He's always been a business guy, so he's not going to miss watching.
We gave him permission.
Exactly.
But look, I'll be honest with you, Allah Alam, I don't know if it's because we set the trend. I genuinely believe it is, to be honest, because, bro, it never happened until we started doing it.
Yes.
Period. And
that's a fact. That's a fact.
We see these trends all the time.
We had to get shot down. You know,
Do you know what I'm saying? And then,
Badr Club and people.
do you know what I'm saying? And when we do the next thing as well, you're gonna attack us, and then your local imam is gonna say thumbs up. Do you know what I'm saying? In fact, I saw a video that I might even do. We might even do an episode on.
Reaction to?
Yeah, bleep the name out. I think it's gonna be an op video based on the title, but there's a Sufi guy in.
Oh yeah,
he's got a video called the reality of chasing the dunya and, you know, like pretending like it's fakir or something like that. Do you get me? But Sufi, would you expect, innit? Like from the Sufi folks, they want to shut that down. But point being is, yeah, man, we live in interesting times, man. Do you guys want to hear something depressing? I've been searching for a halal investment opportunity with high returns for over 15 years. And other than Bitcoin, regretfully, I never found anything solid. The opportunities I found always had one of 3 issues. It was either haram disguised as halal, or it was super risky and volatile, or it had painfully low returns. I'm talking the type where they mention you make your first million when you're 50. But that all changed when I interviewed the most impressive real estate investor I've ever met, Brother Sam Amin. I interviewed him on my podcast, Righteous and Rich. And he blew my mind away with a halal real estate investment opportunity where he's helping his investors get 50% returns in 2 years. Allahumma barik. In fact, some of the most well-known students of knowledge and well-respected businessmen have invested with him and made hundreds of thousands and even millions. Allahumma barik. And get this, it's actually halal. There are no dodgy fatwas. There's no tricks. It's 100% halal. But there is a catch. There's always a catch. The catch is you have to have at least $100,000 liquid ready to invest within the next 30 days to qualify for his current development project in Dubai, where it's projected that he's going to be giving 50% returns to his investors over a 2-year period, inshallah. So if you're interested and you'd like to book a call with this team, you can do so at the link below. But just a heads up, if you don't have the $100,000 ready to deploy in 30 days, they won't take that call. With that said, let's get into the podcast.
I remember there was a time when we went to
Fun topic.
grab something to eat, and there were some young brothers. I think they were local. Either they were local or I don't remember exactly. You might remember better than me. And we were speaking to them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, look, I recognize Imran, from TikTok or from Instagram, whatever else it might be." And then as they took a picture with Imran, and as we left, at that time I had the Porsche, the Turbo S, and I've started the car. We're about to get into it, and they come running over. They're like, "Oh, brothers, is this yours?"
Yeah.
We're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Whoa, mashallah, you guys got a Turbo S, yeah?" Like, yeah. And then, and then we carried on.
Beach,
and then we carried on talking to them for like another half an hour, and now they were like chat to us now. Like before, it was like, "Can I take a picture?" I thought it was more of like a service level interaction.
They were saying, "Do you have any lessons?
Do you have any, do you teach? Do you have any lessons? Can we learn from?"
Yeah.
It went from like, "Oh, can I get a picture so I can show my friends that I met this famous guy," to now like, "I want to learn from you. Like, what is it? Like, how did you?
What's the secret?
What's the secret?"
code?
Like, they're like, "Can we take pictures?" They're like, "Yeah." They jumped in, taking pictures of the car, and it just had you could just tell it had such a profound impact on them. For them, it was like these brothers in condoras and beards, and what we usually, I guess, would have associated with, just leaving off, the dunya completely, and now they got the best of both worlds.
There was never a moment where I wanted to get a supercar other than that moment. I said, you know what? If that is the effect it has,
that's the impact, subhanallah.
then you know what? Maybe.
Pull up to the masjid in a Lamborghini every day. Why not?
Allahumma barik. That was my first impact, actually also mine, Shah. Now I'm thinking about it. 2017, first time I came to Dubai on a transit layover, right? And that time the impression of Dubai was like, man, I'm never going to move there, because it's all party city and whatnot. So it was transit. So me and my wife, we got out, no kids at that time. And it was just like few hours, 8-9 hours. So we got a nice taxi driver, uncle, mashallah. So we told him, like, we don't want to go to crowded stuff. Like, show us something like locals would see. So he took us to the Jumeirah Masjid, Jumeirah Mosque, right? And it was right after Isha prayer. There's like few Lamborghinis parked outside the masjid. And 2017, a long time ago, 8 years ago, I was like, man, masjid and Lamborghini could coexist.
Exactly, they could. Yeah.
They could coexist, literally, bro. Like casually 4 or 5 Lamborghinis parked outside of the masjid.
Yeah, everyone. I think everyone's had that. For us, it was Khawarij.
Oh
no, you weren't there. You weren't there.
It was when Zareen invited us to that masjid.
Billionaire Masjid.
Billionaire masjid. It's called the Billionaires Masjid. It was the cars there in that car park. Allahumma barik. It was like a what do you call
showroom.
it? Meet up. Oh, those car meets.
Oh, yes.
It was like that, bro. Like just super car after super car after super car after super car. Wow. One thing that happened to me recently is my trip to the UK. I went to the UK. I was there for about a week. Akhi, wallahi, it's like every time I go back there, my certainty just increases that this place is a video game, bro. Honestly, bro. Wallahi.
What do you mean by that?
And bro, it's just full of characters, bro. Characters, like you're just seeing the weirdest people. You're seeing people walking around barefoot on the street. You're seeing people carrying like huge bin bags for like, I don't know what's that over their shoulder. Like you're just seeing people just cracked out. Like, and it's just like people that are there, and I'm driving and I'm pointing out, and look, what's my man there doing? They're like, it's just normal.
This is normal, yeah.
Oh, this is not normal. What do you mean this is normal?
They got desensitized.
This is not normal. They've become so desensitized to it. And it's like, until you go back and you experience it. And there was just so many individual experiences as well. Like one, I was going into my where my mom lives, right? There were 3 guys standing outside. One of them was rolling up a zoot, and they were Muslim. Well, at least one of them was definitely
Just
Muslim.
translate
Zoot is
I was
like
just going to say, you need to translate.
Translate spliff.
It's this is just smoking weed.
He's rolling up a bud.
Rolling up, yeah, I guess
You've
whatever
translated that
the
too.
term for it is.
He was preparing the drug.
basically.
Preparing, to smoke some weed, and I'm with my wife, right? She said niqabi, and I'm walking into the building. So I've just said to the brothers, strong, assalamu alaikum. And I'm like, oh, alaikum salam, brother, alaikum salam. One of them said that on the left. I was like, brothers, would you mind just not being right outside the door? Like, especially, like, these families coming in and out, whatnot. So then the 2 guys were on the right and the left. They're like, yeah, brother, yeah, of course, always having to move. Now, one guy standing right in front of the door, bro, he's just standing there, he's just staring at me.
Oh.
Like, and I can't tell, is he high and he's just zoned out and he's just looking like that? Or is he looking at me like, who you told me to move kind of thing? And I'm thinking, bro, I'm outside my mom's yard. Like come on, bro. And I'm a Muslim and I've come to you on a respectful one. Just, can you move? Like, this is not a place to be doing this. And the man's just looking at me. And I'll be honest with you, bro, it's like I'm looking into his soul. He's looking into my soul for like, I don't know how long it even was, but just they're looking at each other. And then even his friends are saying, I think he was, I can't remember exactly what he said. But from what I understood, it would have been along the lines of, like, just move, man. What are you doing? Like, move. Like, it's a bit aib. And so the guy finally steps forward. And then I told my wife to come, open the door, go upstairs. And I had to go back out anyway, so I just dropped my wife off and I come back out. As I'm coming downstairs, they're in the exact same place again. I've opened the door and I thought to myself, should I get into it? But then I thought to myself, you know what? I remember the conversation that I had with one of my other friends a few days before that, right? Where he mentioned that he was outside his house. He was in an apartment block and some guy was walking past. And the guy's watching him. He goes, I was watching him back. And then the guy's looking at him. He's looking at him. And the guy's just tapped his side back as if to say, like, I don't know, like, I've got something, like maybe a knife or a gun or whatever, blah, blah. And then my friend was like, bro, I was about to say something to him. But then I didn't, but I should have, man. I said, well, don't be stupid, bro. Why would you ever put yourself in a position or a situation where you're going to put yourself at risk for whether it's for pride, for ego, whether it's just whatever, bro, pride is not going to pay the bills when you're dead. If you end up stabbed and your children are not going to be raised by your pride. Your ego's not going to raise your children.
Bro, you've just taken me back, bro. So, bro,
as I've stepped out now, I didn't even say salam, bro. I was so disappointed that you've literally come back and now you're actually smoking it as well. And there's like, just weed-related paraphernalia all over the floor, grinders and stuff like that. Yeah. And because I think, you know what, if I say salam and this is what salam and I do start talking to them, I don't want it to escalate. Because, the way my man was moving, bro, my man might have stabbed me for saying salam alaikum to him. You understand? It's just not worth it. And I thought to myself, is this the level that we've reached now? Where it's just got to the point where...
we used to live like that every day, bro.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, before I used to say like, oh yeah, I can never say it's wajib to leave the UK, and I would never say to anyone it is, but I believe it is now, man. Like,
oh, you never used to believe it was wajib?
No. I used to say that as in, it's a strong position to take, isn't it? And even though I was number one for hijrah, bro, like there's no one I think that was marking about people to do hijrah more than me. But for me, it was still like I can't say that it's wajib. But now, after this last trip that I was there, I think it would be crazy for anyone to think otherwise. Personally, this is my personal opinion. From my personal, and of course, this does come down to your experience, right? If you believe that this is something that is bad, that is harmful, there's going to be bigger high. The ruling can change, or someone else might be in an environment where it's not. But for me, what I saw and the place and just, bro, I can give so many examples, bro. For me, it was just like, bro, this is mad.
Clear though. It's clear even from. The data also suggests the same. Like every day, I'm sure there's planefuls of Brits, moving to...
Leaving.
Yeah. And we're not even just talking about Muslims.
Yeah, not even...
If non-Muslims, secular, British people that have nothing to do with any religion, they're moving to a Muslim country.
Or even, they're coming here, UAE.
They're coming to the UAE.
And the second country, by the way, it's Turkey they're moving to.
A lot,
2 Muslim countries.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Wait, British people are moving to Turkey?
Yeah, that's the second, if not UAE, it's Turkey.
Really?
That's according to UBS 2025 Wealth Report.
As in the millionaires?
Yep.
But even the regular guys, they're moving to Malta, they're going to France, they're going to Spain, Australia, but they just want to get out of the UK.
Now you have a lot of jobs that are obviously remote. in nature, so you don't have to be. You're not
be
tied
there.
down as much.
But that, in fact, for me, I said, alhamdulillah, I mean, I had already had conviction I would never go back to that place ever, and I already made that intention for hijrah or whatever. Me now is even more so, like, bro, I'll be honest with you, wallahi, I don't even want to go back to visit, if I'm honest with you. Wallahi, if my family wasn't there,
Subhanallah. I've
I
had this
swear
conversation
by
with so many
Allah,
brothers that just
I would
Said
never,
no more
ever
visit.
in my life set foot on that place ever again, bro. Ever. Like, it disgusts me, man. And I know some people get offended by this. Even I have my own family members say to me, you shouldn't speak like that about, you know, you were raised there and
Sir.
they gave you this and they gave you that.
They didn't give me nothing, bro.
They didn't give me
What
nothing.
They give man.
That's what I say. Like,
They give me nothing.
listen.
man.
You know what?
as in, and look, there are individuals.
Yeah.
My teachers that I had in
Yeah,
secondary
yeah, yeah.
school, you know, like one teacher, Miss Bakawi, actually, this is or sister, auntie, whatever you want to, had a life-changing impact on me.
Yeah.
But what?
You never talked about her to me.
First of all, I did.
What
First
she
of
do?
all, huh?
What did she do? She's like a Miss Annie?
So basically, I was off the rails in school times, right? She used to call my mum, not about my bad behavior, but my bad deen.
Dean.
Wow.
So I wasn't praying.
She's not Muslim.
So she was a Muslim. So she would call my
What's her
mum,
name?
Miss Bakawi. She was, I think, either Moroccan or Algerian.
Bakawi,
Okay.
yeah.
Bakawi, yeah. But if I
Anglicized
if I was speaking to girls, for example, she'd call my mum.
Oh, really?
If I didn't go Jummah prayer, she'd call my mum. If I was if she found out
She
if I was
saved you.
something
She
haram,
saved you, Allah.
she used to call my mum. And then I remember one thing that she did. She gave me a full service Muslim book, and this I mentioned.
Wow.
She wrote a note in there, and it was basically along the lines of like, I know right now you probably don't see the importance of this, or you know you're not going to think, but I would like to think that one day there will come a day when you're going to appreciate this book. And Wallahi, bro, when I started practicing that book, it was like, it was.
Have you ever like reached out to her?
No, I just definitely. I feel
Reach
like
out to
it
him.
was.
No, reach out to her.
Especially if she
appropriate.
sees what
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
She's a
impact.
married
that-
woman.
What do you mean? I'm not saying inappropriate. Reach
I
out.
know, but still, I just feel uncomfortable.
No, bro. Tell your mum.
No, sorry, but you know, there's a brother.
Because that type of stuff encourages.
You know,
them.
one of the only
You know
Asian
if you're-
brothers from the Manor Park brothers. What's his name? Not Arif. There was another brother. I forgot his name. Soid.
Yeah.
Soidu?
Sweet.
He got a job as a teacher in that same school, and he asked me. He said, "Oh," and he made the connection. He was like, "Oh, I mentioned you to her, and I showed her what you're doing, and this and that." She was so happy, and this and that. And I told him just convey my salams to her and let her know that I'm truly grateful for everything that she did. And I felt like that was sufficient.
Nah, write a letter, bro. Trust me, you don't know that. You know when you're a person who's on the path trying to help people, and 99% of them are not.
Exactly.
That could be the thing you need to just up your game. And also,
Subhanallah.
man la yashkurun nas la yashkurullah. Whoever doesn't thank people doesn't thank Allah.
You know what? I leave it to Allah. Let this podcast reach her. Let my words reach her through this podcast. I just don't feel comfortable. If I'm honest with you, I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Ah, okay.
But going back to the original point, there are people in the UK that I'm grateful to. There are, I'm grateful to Allah first and foremost, primarily for whatever I went through in life that made me who I am today, no problem. But when you say be grateful to the, and people, bro, one thing I hate, people pull out the hadith, whoever isn't grateful to the people isn't grateful to Allah. I'm thinking, which people do you want me to be grateful to?
brother, you man came, the inglorious empire,
But
to
trust
our
me,
country,
UK isn't a people.
slaughtered our people.
UK isn't
I'm
even a
saying if I-
people.
Huh? Looted our people, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if we came to your country and increased the GDP, thank us. You thank us.
So-
You should thank us, Jake, John. Do you know what I'm saying?
we were still getting rinsed in taxes and all sorts. And
Even the numbers. We own the numbers.
You know, what do you mean by that?
The numerals.
Yeah.
That's ours. If we leave, let us have our numbers.
Have our
as well.
numbers as well. And
What was your system?
have our, what's the
Algorithm.
the chicken curry.
yeah, chicken tikka.
You know, it's the biggest
Butter chicken.
Butter
Butter
chicken.
chicken.
You know,
Yeah.
butter chicken is the
Korma.
biggest meal in the UK.
Sah, it's the number one
number one
takeaway.
meal.
Number
Do
one
you think
takeaway
about-
is
do you know what I'm
Indian. I
saying?
think second is Chinese.
Yeah. You know what's funny,
Subhanallah.
bro? In the last 4 years, they've imported or they've allowed over 4 million immigrants to come into the UK.
Bro, it's
Do-
the
do-
whole thing is a joke.
This is by design, I think.
It's by
that-
design,
No,
100%.
sir, I didn't know.
So they've done it. You know, basically Brexit. The whole point of Brexit was no more
Stop
immigration.
it. Yeah, stop the
Yeah.
immigrants, yeah.
So what they did is after the deal was done, they brought. Do you know this is crazy? It's like about 5% of the population they imported in the last 3-4 years. This is why they're all so upset right now, isn't it? What they don't realize, the reason why they're doing that is because their country is collapsing. They need the numbers. They need us. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you're bringing us here because you need us.
Yeah.
You should. I'm not thanking you. You thank me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So our people are twisted, bruv.
Yeah, I think it comes down to inferiority complex. I think it comes down to, you know, certain level of Stockholm syndrome as well. You know, when you fall in love, not fall in love, but you start to defend your captors. You start to defend the people that kidnapped you, you know, or abused you. You start to feel sorry for them, start to side with them against yourself and others because it's victim mentality. I think that's what it comes down to, man. But yeah, going back to the point, that did profoundly affect me. And I'll be honest with you, if I was going to never go back to that place again, I'd be so happy. But the only thing is, it's family, innit?
So, you know what drove it home for me? So I have a neighbor. He's a multi-billionaire.
Here or
in the UK.
Okay.
English guy.
Okay.
He's like 80 something, yeah? Very famous guy. His family is. They're number 9 richest in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah? Good
Where
friend.
was this?
Chelsea. So when I'm married, that's when I moved.
Oh, you moved to Chelsea. Okay.
So anyways, he's a neighbor.
thinking,
I met him randomly as well. No, I met him random. No, but he is. Subhanallah. This guy he drives, they're worth 20 billion pounds, his family.
wow.
Yeah. His wife is the richest woman in Holland, richest person in Holland. She's Dutch originally.
Okay.
And then as a family, they're number 9 in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So I was speaking to him recently. Said, you know, how's everything, whatever. He said, it's so bad. Imagine 20 billion.
Oh, the guy you told me you're bridging that you...
Yeah.
WhatsApp. Yeah.
And I'm like, and I said to myself, if he's complaining about the situation in the UK, who are we?
Yeah.
How can we stay?
So,
Can you imagine with all of that? I was saying as well, he drives a Golf, Volkswagen Golf. That's how frugal he is. You can't get a penny out of him. Subhanallah. But yeah, just to show you, if that level, you know, of businessman or entrepreneur is complaining, then you know it's by design, I believe. It's not, you know, it's not by accident.
what's something that's happened in your life, Imran, recently?
You know what it is, bro? I really struggled to prepare for this episode because all the stuff that's happened over the last few months in my life, stuff I can't talk about on camera. So I'm going to just listen to you guys.
Sam,
Give us something, Chef.
Give us a hint.
Well, I really
we can
can't.
beep some of it out.
Huh?
We can beep some of it out.
The whole thing's a beepable.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing, yeah. So, one thing that I've decided to do in the last few months is, when it comes to health and fitness, to do things that are fun. I feel like this whole time, everyone's made it seem like getting in shape has to be boring and stressful.
Like medicine, you don't
Medicine,
like it,
you
but
know
you
what
have
I'm
to
saying?
just take it.
But, bro, the MMA thing and the paddle thing, like, it's been phenomenal, bro. Like, cardiovascularly, I think I'm the healthiest I've been in over 10 years, bro. I feel, yeah, alhamdulillah, I feel so good. And you know what, bro? It's fun. It's fun, bro. I haven't sweat. I think I've sweat more volumes
In the last few months.
in the last few months than I probably have in like maybe a day.
the last 10 years, yeah.
Like I go home, maybe it's a bit too much information.
Drenched.
And like my t-shirt is drenched.
Soaked, yeah.
Soaked,
It's
fine.
soaked, bro. And
Especially after that game on Wednesday.
by the way, no,
Gross.
that's outside, right?
Still
But I'm
aches.
saying,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
even when I'm training inside, bro, and there's AC.
This is the thing, because we're outside as well. So
But I'm saying I'm inside, I'm soaked.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. And I feel like there's just one thing I've learned. May Allah reward Fawaz. Again, he told me
Amin.
this. You know, obviously I've done the OBD thing with him. I still do with him. One of the things that he mentioned was that, bro, people just talk so much waffle when it comes to health and fitness. Just do your thing, bro. Like, you know what works for you and works for your body. Now, and you know what's crazy is that I don't enjoy the whole concept of doing weights. But now I'm actually thinking about it because I can see how it will benefit my MMA game.
So,
I can see how it will benefit that. So now I'm like, oh, okay.
Even paddle.
Well, I
Those
mean,
smashes, bro.
I haven't made that connection just yet, but if you say so, like my thing is now I'm thinking because I want my punch to be harder. Bro, before I'm not thinking about legs.
Yeah.
Now, because I can't hit in the
Legs is everything,
face.
Chef, yeah.
I told my coach, I said, bro, I don't care about the face thing. All these men talking about, no, I have to hit the face. I said, bro, just give me the legs. Just let me chop man down. So now we focus on legs. I'm like, all right, cool. If that's the case, then leg day. Do you know what I'm saying? So now you get excited about the concept. So point being is that, yeah, man, that's been really profound for me, man. It's just that get in shape by doing things that are fun.
Sam, when are you going to join us? Paddle.
It's the Wednesdays the problem for me, Sheikh. I'm ready to join because I have to take like 3-4 hours into consideration. It's like
So.
totally
You have to
middle
block
of the
a-
day
You're
for
right.
me and middle of the week. Calls in the US here. Have to get out at 4.
What day would work for you? What time? What day and time?
Anything Saturday. Saturday is my all like fun
That
day.
is the
Open.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we finish at like by 5 usually.
I mean, I don't.
You're gonna bring
yeah.
the
I
attic
got
down.
another one.
So anytime.
Don't change for me, Sheikh. I'll make it one day.
Midnight.
I
But
was
that's
going
the
to
challenge.
change. I was going to add more.
This guy's a junkie for paddle.
Subhanallah.
But I'll come for it.
Speaking of paddle, I'll tell you guys a story. It happened recently. I don't know. You guys can take the benefits out of it, inshallah. This was actually on my list. But I played because you can do open matches, right? Where you open up, where you play against random people. So I played. There was a game. It was my first time playing with a non-Muslim, right? And he's on my team. And there you go, other two.
Oh, he's on your team, yeah?
Yeah, he's on my team. So it's me and him against two other guys. They were Axe. So we get ready. It's the first ball, first point. Yeah, play for serve, first point. Boom. He hit it into the net or against the back wall. All I hear is, for F's sake, man. I looked over. I thought,
Yeah.
oh,
That's your teammate.
Calm down. Yeah, my teammate. And I'm thinking, bro, it's the first point of the first
Oh, my.
game of the first set. Like,
Yeah.
relax. Akhi, every single point from that
This is
point
what
onwards. This man's kicking the glass.
Oh,
He's
my.
taking his
man
racket,
child.
slapping his
Hooligan.
net.
Man, chap.
Akhi, my man, I'm thinking, bruv.
I mean, I kind of do that without the swearing and without it being like that.
No,
You're the halal
no.
version, yeah.
You every now and again, it's like when there's a rally where it's just back and forth, it's a long rally, you're getting into it, and you're putting it all into it, and then at the end you lose the point. Even me sometimes I go, you get it out.
Yeah.
This guy's just effing and blinding and
stop.
screaming and kicking and slapping his racket against the floor, and I don't know what to do except laugh. I'll be honest with you, because I'm thinking, shall I speak to him and say to him like chill up? But I'm saying that, it's cool, don't worry, we got this. There's still, but I'm looking at the other team on the other side. We're just laughing, bro. Like, nothing we can do in that situation, bro. The guy's just mad, bro. I'm thinking about, I feel sorry for your
crazy.
wife and children, bro. Like, if man's getting this hyped up over paddle,
Over a
like,
game,
if
yeah.
there's a bit too much salt in the dish, man's go, for F's sake, what's this? Like, and I'm thinking, bro, like, I said to myself, bro, I don't think I'm going to play with the
to
kafir
vet- yeah,
again,
you
bro.
need to vet these guys
for me.
first.
But then again, I mean, there's Muslims that have anger issues as well, but for me, I don't know, it just put me off. Something about it put me off.
That is funny.
Come to Sam, inshallah.
Now, this is a funny story, Sheikh. So, I don't know if I told you this. I think I alluded to it. So, I think month and a half, I had a dinner scheduled with someone very important in Abu Dhabi. Did I tell you?
You did,
Yes, I'll skip some stories now.
It got cancelled though, right?
Huh? No. It
No,
happened.
this is another one.
This is another one. So the meeting was scheduled for 1 hour, and it went on for like 4.5 hours.
Wow.
So it was like post Maghrib, overlooking a golf course. I forgot the name of the golf course. It's by Yas Island. So we're at this restaurant overlooking the golf course. We pray first salah in the course, like they have a prayer room. We pray, then go to the restaurant, and literally on his calendar, his assistant set it up. So they put the time, they had the control of the time. They put 1 hour. So I was like, okay, good, 1 hour. So we're talking. 1 hour turns into 4.5 hours. We're just talking.
SubhanAllah.
At one point, he asked me to put my phone on airplane mode. And
Wow.
he shared some stuff with me. But anyway, so without those stuff, I told him
Minus
about
that, yeah.
those stuff, minus that. But I learned quite a bit, man. And I actually got inspired. So remember, we did an episode on parenting and, how wealthy people parent their kids and whatnot. So it was actually inspired from some of the things he shared. But we already talked about that. One thing that the topic of the whole, like, 4-hour conversation is like, if you want to set up a community, or let's say, like your own community where you want to recruit people to live there. Okay, how would you do it? So that was just like his question, and he was talking. And then we started discussing the book, The Sheikh CEO, Dubai Ruler's book. He has few books, and one of them being The Sheikh CEO. So we started talking about it, but the angles he was taking is phenomenal. So, for example, and I'm now implementing in our companies in everything, and I'll just share 1 or 2 things that was really fascinating. So one of the things is, like, he mentioned Sheikh's story, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, who's the current ruler, that, the first airport was in Sharjah. Like, the DXB is not the first airport of UAE. It's the Sharjah airport. And Dubai did not have an airport then, right? So he went to his father. At that time, he was not the ruler, current ruler. He went to his father, who passed away. Now, he said, father, whatever the conversation was, basically we need to get an airport, right? So his father listened to the whole thing, and he said, you have 48 hours, put a plan together, like of the whole airport. Like, how are you going to do it? Where are you going to get the funding? Like airport, international airport, put a plan together in 48 hours. So like speed to execution, right? Then he put the plan together. He went to his father approved it. Now, okay, who's going to be the airlines, right? Like, they started construction and whatnot. So they went to British Airlines. He went to British Airlines, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, and he told the British Airways that I need a flight. Like, I forgot exactly how many times, like 3 or 4 times a week, direct from Dubai to Karachi. Okay. The British Airways was like, well, we just have an airport right there, Sharjah Airport, which we know is like 10 minutes away from DXB Airport, 15 minutes away. They have that same flight. Why would we give you guys? It's going to be all empty. The plane's going to be all empty. He said, whatever seats are empty, I'm going to pay for those seats. But we need this flight, and that was going to be the opening flight. And actually, since then, till now, and the flights numbers have all, of course, increased. Never like there are seats vacant. Even at that time, seats were not vacant. The point he was trying to make, sometimes you have to make these bets as a leader, calculated bets. Like if you cannot bet on yourself, like, hey, I'm telling you, this is going to happen. And if it's not, like, I'm willing to pay for it. Like, I'm so sure, inshallah, this is going to happen. And like, how do you expect the company to bet on you, or the vendor to bet on you, or the investor to bet on you? So British Airlines gave him that, and the rest was history. Another last point I'm going to mention, he mentioned that anytime, like when these departments, like Customer Happiness Center, he established the department, the whole world tries to follow it now, by the way. Because, like even police stations have ratings on Customer Happiness Center. Who is happy going to a police station? And like nobody's happy.
But Sheikh, they got in toilets. Toilets.
Exactly, in everything.
Yes, customer happiness.
Customer happiness. You can just put survey, and he is big on KPIs. And whenever one of the team members or one of the departments come and say, hey, our target is to become the top 3 in this or top 5 in this, he shuts the conversation down. He's like, number 1. There's no other space. We become number 1 in this, number 1 in this, number 1 in this, number 1 in this. And that's how they launched DXB. And today DXB is the number 1 airport in terms of volume for like last, 7, 8, 9 years. So he does not accept anything less than number 1. And when it comes from top down, then many other things, he shows up at 1 a.m. randomly in these construction projects just to see what's going on in these larger development projects. Like it's not even his development project, but he'd just show up because this the whole branding, right? And then he said that, when people talk about region at that time, 1980s, people are thinking Middle East or UAE. Like, what do you think when you think region? Like as a government, you think your country or your Emirate first, then your country max, or maybe just Middle East. He said anything where Emirates Airlines can go in 7 hours is the region. And that's who we're going to target. So he just expanded his market. And now look at all the people who are moving in. What are these people? Were Emirates within 7 hours. Because he'd been targeting these people to recruit these people to Dubai since the 1980s.
You mentioned about the airport. DXB is number 1, right?
Yes.
Even that wasn't enough. They're now building the world's even bigger airport.
5 times larger than DXB.
5 times larger. All big. Being number 1 wasn't enough. He said, I want to be number 1 by an even greater margin.
Margin and miles.
Shastik has an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know the EK? All Emirates flights have EK than the number.
Yes.
You guys know what it's there for?
No.
Is it to Karachi, Pakistan?
Yeah, because the first flight was to Karachi.
Emirates Karachi. So there you go, Shah. That's
still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. You're going to be happy.
I had to get that out because you mentioned British Airways. You were like, no, 1 second. It was Pakistan. It was PIA.
No.
Because they provided the first flight. No, the first airplane that Emirates operated was actually a PIA flight. Airplane, sorry. They leased it to Emirates.
Okay, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So that's what it was.
That's why I thought you were going to say something along the lines of they went to BA and BA said no. And then Pakistan came in and said...
But we're not nationalistic.
Of course we're not. But we are anti-British.
I think something interesting. The author of the CEO, Sheikh.
Yes.
I'm in touch with their team.
Oh, but I was going to ask you, Sheikh. You should get in touch with him.
Yeah, his name's, I think, Dr. Yasser.
Yes.
So
Allah
we're getting them hopefully on a podcast.
He's been working closely with the Sheikh for a long time in the executive committee and everything. Yeah. So,
you know who else might be coming on the podcast? It's funny. Speak to Faisal. Faisal mentioned he's going to try and get, brother Mudassir.
Yeah.
Kareem.
Yeah. Which Faisal?
Your Faisal.
Dean?
No. Faisal.
He told me about it. Yeah, so we speak to
I was like, bro, we've been mentioning this guy on multiple episodes over the years. Like, we've been speaking about this guy and his analogies, his stories. It'd be interesting, it'd be funny to get him on.
Thing is, I'm waiting for the business development sister. I'm going to send a video to her sister where if you could just let us know, inshallah, we could schedule Dr. Yasser. And
inshallah, it'll be great. It'll be very beneficial.
Who's next? Wadah.
You know what? Allahumma barik, you guys have mentioned some very powerful points. I think something for me that I've done recently is try to be a lot more present in everything that I'm doing rather than thinking about balancing which is what a lot of people talk about, balancing work-life balance, all of this kind of stuff. I feel like that's a myth. Like it's impossible. You know, I'm sure Brother Sam could attest. You can't balance, you know, when you're going through, deals or whatever, at that time, you need to be there. So similarly, I've tried to do the same at home, whether it's with my kids, whether it's with my, personal health, as an example. So when I come to, let's say, paddle or whatever, I'm just there. I'm nowhere else. You know, being really present. And I've seen a big impact, even with my children. I feel like I thought I was present, but now that I am actually present, mentally, physically, everything, it's a huge impact. The conversations I'm having with my kids have shifted and become more powerful and impactful. And that, to me, so I started something like anecdotal with my kids, but we're more into it now, which is, so before my kids are born, we created emails for them.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Allah, I'm very.
So before they're born and just continued.
As in you send them emails?
Yeah.
For them to read when they're older?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
but the good thing is,
powerful.
now my 2 older kids are at the age where now we're emailing each other. So they've now gone back all the years and they're reading the emails. And we're having like really profound conversations because now they've seen...
This is so deep.
...that Barber's been sending, like, emotionally, it's really impactful because I feel like they're opening up more the more they're reading these emails. It's like, hey, today we did this, we went to this country, we had fun, you did this. Now they're looking back at this and it's opening up more, even though I'm not spending maybe physically as much time, but they can see now my sacrifices, all these things. Yeah, subhanallah. And it makes me feel emotional, but now I'm getting the rewards, alhamdulillah. So this is something recently that I've thought about, like the small, tiny investment that we made just by creating an email. Now the profound...
So you send an email to it?
Yeah.
And they've got the login?
Yeah.
Abdulrashid, can you write that... Abdul Basir, sorry.
Wait.
Can you write that down as something to do for me today, yeah?
But subhanallah, look at this though, yeah? When you think about it, so like Yunus, for example, he's 3. He can't access it, yeah?
So when do you give access, Sheikh? What age?
When they get to an age where they're starting to use the computer for like
7, 8.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like Maryam now, she's 8 turning 9.
Yeah.
She started, and it's just very brief emails, but she started to read her emails. Yassine, he's like, me and him communicate more on email than we do over the phone if he's not there. So he'll send me everything, how his day went, and it's really good for vocabulary.
Just for context,
communicating.
They've been away for the summer.
Yeah, the summer, exactly. Yeah. Part-time dad.
Yeah. No, it's just because you've been in different countries.
Exactly. Yeah. So now, anywhere they go, even if they're away for a day, yeah, like it's so funny. My eldest Yassine, he's like, when he emails me, he'll be like, "Oh, you haven't emailed me for 3 days." I'm like, I didn't realize it has to be every day, but he literally just wants to say so. Even times when you feel like, you can't communicate with your children, you're busy, you're away, whatever, there's never an excuse.
Of course.
So this, alhamdulillah, like is giving me that ability to always stay close and present with my kids, even when I'm not there. And it's such a small thing, subhanallah.
Let me get some advice from you guys, yeah, because I'm at that stage now where my daughter is starting to understand things. Yeah. So, she's starting to understand concepts and have conversation and share her thoughts and feelings and whatnot. I basically was just doing some research online and basically mentioned that in order to develop the children, you got to have like very engaging conversations with them, right?
For sure.
I even went to, obviously I homeschool my kid and I'm pro homeschooling, but Bakr mentioned it would be worthwhile just seeing what the Islamic schools here say, right? So I went to visit one of them. And, I asked them, because at this particular school, they had some genius kids. They had a kid that had the highest mark in the world. On
academically or?
I think it was like a business studies or something like that. And one had the highest mark in the region. It has some crazy awards like that. So I asked the teacher, I said, so what do you guys do that helps develop these kids into like these geniuses? They were like, oh no, that's all at home. Like, we have a curriculum, obviously we have a high standard, we do, but what makes those kids become what they become is what their parents do at home. So that may be even more like, all right, cool, can't delegate.
Exactly.
You can't delegate parenting. You can't delegate, you have to do it yourself. So I want to know from you guys because I'm just trying to have those conversations with my daughter. Like, I'll tell you what I'm doing with her, right? Little things, like, as in, every time I see an opportunity to kind of elevate her intellect, I'm trying to do it. Like, for example, we went into a shop the other day, and it's the first time I gave her this task. I said, I want you to, she's a girl, right? So I said, I want you to find something in this shop that's going to make you look pretty. Random, I just freestyled it. You know what I'm saying? So she was going for the shop, looking for things, this, that, and the other. And then she went to like these like keyring type things because she likes to put them on her little backpack. So I was like, it's not used the backpack, but cool, you know. Yeah. So I give her tasks now. For example, we took her to the arcade where they had these rides. I told her, you go to the counter and say to the man, I want 100 points on the card. So he was like, what? And he didn't understand it. Exactly. So I said, I'm not going to help you. You do it. So she repeated it. I give her my phone. I say, you pay. Do you know what I'm saying? There was a kid yesterday. He threw you know the mole.
Yes.
Whack-a-mole. Yeah. So he took the hammer and he threw it at my daughter and he really hurt her. Do you get me? She started crying. So I picked her up and I walked with her to the kid. And I don't know if this is the best thing to do, by the way, but I told her to say to the kid, oi. He goes, oi. And he's put his head down. He didn't want to make eye contact with her. I said, say to him, don't touch me again. I'll break you. If you do that again, I'll break you, boy. So she's I don't know if this is good. She's there and she's like, I'll break you, boy. Don't do that to me again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to make her
build the confidence.
You give her the hammer. So.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, just whack a mole with the kid.
I'll be honest with you. It was attached to the machine.
You're tempted.
So yeah. So as I was walking around, I was telling my wife, I was like, you know, alhamdulillah, I'm so happy I'm her dad because to me that felt like the best. I didn't want her to become traumatized. You know, obviously I'm not going to let her hit the good boy, but I wanted her to just be able to be like, no, don't do that to me. What I want to know from you guys, because you both are doing this, like you're teaching your daughter how to invest and diversify assets. Your kids are reading emails. So what more could I be doing? What type of conversations, maybe anecdotally, like how do I like up the level? Because right now I'm just freestyling.
Go ahead.
You know what? Thank you, bro. I would say for me, the main thing is personalizing it. So there's nothing that will work potentially. If it works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Because the beauty of homeschooling is that I can customize everything to my child. So in a school, you have 30 kids. The teacher has to just freestyle, but for 30 kids. Yeah, she can't, develop each one by one. With the kids, is two things I would say. Yes, try and teach them concepts, etc. But one other really important thing is ensure that you don't try to make them grow up too quick as well. Enjoy their time as children.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can do it both ways. Anecdotally, you can do these things where, like for confidence, strength, all these things. But in the end, tailor it to them, to their personality. If it's a creative thing, you do it a creative way, and dedicate time, to like these specific activities. It's harder said than done, but as I said, if you're present, even if it's 5 minutes, it's more than if you're just there for an hour.
So something I do, Sheikh, and I agree with Brother Wadah. Something I do is basically explain. So engaging conversation, right? So explain your actions to her, Sheikh. So this is where I start a very engaging conversation. So for example, if I had a 20-minute call, let's say, at home, and I'm just walking up and down the house, I would explain. So do you know why I was walking instead of sitting? She's like, why? Because I just ate. So I want to make sure that I'm moving. So literally just explain your actions. Then you see why I was then also walking, because this was a hard call. So Baba, I had to be sure that, I'm functioning properly. That's how I was walking. So that benefits. Then I think today or yesterday I was explaining. So I was like, I'm going to take a 7-minute nap, guys, and then I told them just be a little bit quiet. Now I put my head down on the dining table and literally I took a 7-minute power nap.
7 minutes?
7 minutes. And without any alarm, it's just like a 7 minute is a thing for me. I just wake up.
On the dining table?
On the dining table. And then I told my older daughter, I was like, Papa would never do that in front of someone because as a man, it's a sign of weakness to put your head on the table. but I feel comfortable with you guys. That's why I did it in front of you. So just explaining all the action, and because they're kids, right? Intuitive. Their questions are so interesting.
So-
How about this? How about that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get in trouble. It's like, oh, actually, it doesn't make sense what I just told them, a lot of the times, because they will. So just a good conversation starter, just explain your action.
I like that.
Even one thing I looked into recently, because it
a
was
nice
Yusuf's
principle.
first week in school, right? Ever. He's been homeschooling this whole time, right? I thought, let me try it. So this in Moileh, the Islamic school. And after school, I'd always start asking questions at how was school. And it was kind of generic answers. He wouldn't really give anything, concrete. So I wanted to look into how can I extract that out of him, right? So one thing that came across that I tried and it actually did work was when you first ask the question, like, don't ask specifically like how was school. Just ask them how are you, and give them a way to express it without words. For example, was it good, okay, or bad? He was like, no, it was good. Then ask like, and how was your day? And then he asked the same scale. And the third question, it's not even a question. You just start telling them what you did in your day.
Exactly.
Tell them what you did in your day. I went to the gym.
So-
Then I did this. I did some work. And then you pause. You pause and you don't
open
say
up.
anything. And he will himself then start saying, and then I did this. And then we learned
and it
this.
actually worked.
And it actually worked.
Really, I
Wow.
haven't tried that.
And it actually worked.
You know what? One that I remembered as well is that my wife actually did this. Is asking them about their thorn and their rose.
Interesting. What's this?
So daily she would say, "So what has been your thorn today?" Yeah, and then they'll say, "You know what? I didn't like the Arabic lesson we had because XXX." And then what was your rose? So because kids are super eager, they just need a structure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they need a way to express themselves.
Okay,
But they have
okay.
so much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's constant. But if there's no structure, then nothing will come out. Or if it's just going to be like, doesn't make sense. But if there's a structure to it, like a thorn is clear, like something that you just didn't like. It could be anything, small, big, whatever. I didn't like my lunch. Yeah. And then day by day, they start to look forward to it. So then they know when you ask, I'm going to have, like just preparing for this podcast.
They're anchoring this.
Yeah, so they're like, I'm going to tell that story.
Yes.
So then more and more, it's like just becomes natural where you don't even need to ask thorn and rose. They just be like, today, I really didn't like this. I like this, etc.
Another thing, Sheikh, that reminded me, I recently did an exercise where you ask why questions without using the word why, like for all day. Because I was telling my daughter, because sometimes in business negotiations, when you ask why, it gets confrontational. They put their guards up, they want to defend themselves.
It's a negative connotation.
Yes, negative connotations. Instead of asking what,
It's very intrusive as well, isn't it?
yeah, why did you do it? Just say, what made you want to do that? So instead, use the word what or how. There's so many ways. I gave her the codes, and for a whole one day, it was like a very interesting game for her. Like you cannot use the word why, but you can ask the same questions without using the word why. So things like that.
Oh,
like
she had to ask you.
yes, ask me,
sorry, I
her
thought
mom,
you were
or
asking her.
anyone, but without using the word why.
It's an activity.
It's an activity, right? And this basically, Sheikh, the key is like whatever I'm going through, I just share. Sometimes you don't realize they're far more mature than us, because with all the like in the world, like when we think like, oh, when I was 7, I was just
Exactly.
I don't know. I was just asking my mom, what should I do now? What should I do now? That's literally what I was saying. I don't know what to do.
So-
But they're far more ahead than us somehow. So
They look at things differently.
completely different,
You know,
Sheikh,
like, they
than
have a
how I
different
was looking at
approach
things
in-
when I was 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
That situation with the kid, how would you have handled that?
Which situation?
The one I told you, that when the kid hit my daughter.
I think Brother Wada can answer that one better. His more
you know me,
experience.
I'm a politician in anything, and subhanallah,
Like the
yeah,
framing.
seeing my eldest is like me. He'll always find a way to navigate. Not like he's in a way. Sometimes it comes across as like people pleasing, for example. But to me, I always think about what works for me, what is positive for me. Because for example, okay, I'm a big guy. Yeah, if I get physical with this person, they're inferior to me physically. I'm not gonna go down that road. Yeah, and to me, I always tell my kids something super important. You have to be in control of your emotions. I said, not Baba, Mama, nobody, should be able to control your emotions. They're yours. Because for me personally, nobody can upset me. Nobody. Not
How do
my
you teach
mum,
them this?
my wife,
This
nothing.
is how do you teach them this?
You have to do it at the time. You know, you take them away. Let's say they're upset, they're whatever, any extreme emotion, you take them away and you show them this is what we're talking about. And then maybe you could express it in this way, or maybe you can do it in this way. Or you just say, is it really worth this expression? Yeah. You don't tell them that this expression is wrong. I never tell my kids expressing themselves is wrong in any way, whether it's crying, whatever, because I don't know what's behind it. And with a child, they don't do nothing for no reason. Even when you think it is, even if it's a baby, yeah, nothing happens for no reason. A baby will only cry if he's not fed, if he's changing, whatever. Yeah, that's not in our fitrah to do things for no reason unless we're crazy. So there's always going to be a reason for something. I'd rather know what is that reason, number one.
I'm just trying to work out specifically in this particular scenario what I should have done though, because obviously in my mind I walked away thinking I just told my youth to get a confrontation with someone. Plus she's a girl, you don't really want girls to be like that.
No, but later on, the good thing is, when she's married and whatever, she's have someone to protect her and she won't even need to deal with stuff like that.
Because the way I did it is in my mind, I think I taught her to do what I would have done. Like if someone came and hit me around the back of the head with a foam hammer, I would have hurt them.
You actually did something better than probably what most parents would do, which is they take the fight on themselves.
Yeah, so
and that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't do that.
That's
Number one, and number two, my thing was I don't want her to hurt a kid. I just wanted her to stand up for herself. I didn't want her to think that I'm scared, like I'm a victim. I wanted her to just don't do that to me. I'll break you.
I'll break you part. I wasn't sure about.
You know what I used to do when she was growing up, when she was like 2, 3. There was one time she was given, I think it was for either something like a balloon with helium, and I don't know why I used to make her talk to the balloon like it was a boy. I used to make her say, "I'll break you, boy." I used to tell her, look, if a boy comes up to you and it's inappropriate or something, this is what you do to him. So she'd kick it, punch it.
I think the more kids you have, I think this will lessen. Because now, you know what, she's the apple of your eye. Yeah. You don't want nobody messing with. But slowly you start to develop more and more. And then also you'd realize something. That kid that hit her or that tried to hit her, I always think to myself, what is he lacking that's made him do that?
No, I know what he was lacking. He was there with the nanny. He was there with the nanny.
I never blame the child.
Yeah,
Any child.
Nanny's miskin herself. She didn't even look back. Like basically, I'm with my youth standing next to the nanny, and she's sticking it on the kid. Nanny didn't even look back. But my thing was, it was just amazing to me how my daughter stepped to him. He couldn't even make eye contact with, just put his head down like a little idiot.
Subhanallah, because kids know. Kids know. And you know what? A lot of times it's because they haven't ever been pulled into this. Like that's probably never happened to that child. He's probably just been allowed to just do whatever he's doing.
Now you're saying that I feel bad for him. It was clear he was upset. He was with his nanny, bro. No mom, no dad, nothing.
Do you see what I'm saying? Can you imagine what he's going through? Like lack of seeing his parents.
So I should have said that to her. I would have said, baby, look, he's upset.
Everything right. Just I don't know about the breaking part.
Okay.
That might be trauma for that kid.
Let me ask you guys a question. Something happened recently.
Go on, what happened?
Took me back. Sorry, took me by surprise. Yeah. You met Yusuf, right?
My guy.
Very well.
How old is he?
He's 4.5.
Okay.
Mashallah, very good kid.
Allah Mubarak.
Was in the car the other day, and my wife must have said something to him or whatever, blah, and I heard him mutter under his breath,
Say what?
Mama, don't be stupid.
Don't tell me you got that from you.
No, alhamdulillah.
Okay.
What would you guys do in that situation?
Wow.
4.5-year-old and you hear him say
Number
that.
one, for him to mutter it, this guy's a genius.
He muttered, I just heard the ending.
Exactly.
I heard stupid. And I put 2 and 2 together and I clocked what he said.
So I heard stupid.
What would you guys have done in that situation? Or should I tell you first what I did?
Tell us what you did first.
Okay, so we were out. I can't remember what.
You were in the car, you said? Yeah, this is in the car.
Yeah, we went to get something and he was in a swimming costume. We were going to go back and he was in a swim. And he loved swimming. He was really looking forward to it. So first, I put the brakes on. I stopped the car. And I turned around and looked at him. I said, what did you just say, Yusuf? And he goes, nothing.
Allahumma barik. Yeah, this is a...
And I said to him, no. What did you just say, Yusuf? I said, don't be stupid, Mama. So I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was to the effect of, like, why did you say that? And he was like, I I don't know. I can't remember what he said. So I just said to him, okay. I said, you're not going swimming today. And I want you to sit there quietly for the rest of this car journey. And I want you to think about what you said. Because that's very rude. And that's not what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So we got home. My wife got out of the car. Before I took him out of the car, I went back to my wife. I said, listen, I'm going to say to him, he has to go to his room. He has to sit there and think about what he's done. After a couple of minutes, you go in there and just say to him, just go apologize to Abuji. Just say to him, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it. And I promise I'm not going to say it again. And then I'll let him go swimming. So made a little plan with my wife, right? Taking him out of the car. It's funny, my wife said something to him. He goes, Abuji said we're not allowed to talk. Abuji said I'm not allowed to talk. We got into the lift. He's gone into the yard. He's gone to his room. Then a couple minutes later, my wife's gone in. She's told him he's come out. And he said, I'm really sorry, Abuji. So I spoke to him. I said, you said that's something so rude. And then I spoke to him. This is your mum. Look what she does for you. Who prepares all your clothes for you? He said, Mama. So who makes your food for you? Mama. Who takes care of you when you're ill? Mama. Who does you? Mama. I said, is it nice for you to ever say to her, don't be so stupid? And I tried to ask myself, where did you learn this from? Because wallahi, if you turn around and say to me school, I would say to my wife there and then, I'm taking this kid
Done,
out.
yeah.
1 week, we're done. I'm not.
But where did it come from?
So what my wife thinks of, because then when he did go swimming, there was a kid in the swimming pool, the same. He was there yesterday as well, that day before, and she was saying stupid, and he came running over to mom and said, "Mom, see, look, she said stupid." But for me, that was even more. I was just like, "Oh, bro, this thing about." Yeah. But I wasn't sure where do you draw the line, because I want to make sure he never says that again. But I also don't want to terrorize him, and I don't want to shout at him. So I was trying to figure out what's the best way to do it, where he knows this is a firm, something that, because even just now, that I told you that episode that I did with Hassan. He mentioned to me that when he was raised by his auntie and his uncle. His parents were killed in Somalia, when he was young. Like I think when he was a couple of months, his dad was killed, and then maybe about a year later or two, his mom was killed. So he was raised by his auntie and his uncle. And one time, I can't remember, something happened in school. Some other Somali kid was being a bit rowdy, and the teacher must have said, "You Somali kids are always causing trouble." And he said, he wasn't going to have that. So he must have gone up to the teacher. They must have exchanged a few words. He's grabbed the teacher. Oh, sorry, no, sorry. He's taken off his shoe. He's done a George Bush.
Hassan.
He stashed his shoe at the teacher. Then he's run up to the teacher and he started headbutting the teacher. Yeah,
What? This brother right here. He was a nice guy, Lord.
He was young, innit? So then he's like, his head of year was Algerian. He was a Muslim brother and whatnot. He was 30. He called his auntie, told him, Hassan did a bit of matting today, so he has to be suspended for a period of time, whatever. So he gets home. And his auntie's like, "Oh, you're home early." She knows. She's like, "Oh, you're home early. What happened?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, this happened, and with the teacher."
Headbutt the teacher.
No, he said, "I may have, headbutt the teacher." She said, "You may have, or you did." And he was like, "No, I did. I got angry and I lost control of myself." And he said, in that moment, and he was getting emotional as he said it. He said, in that moment, all she said to me was, "This isn't what we do." She asked him, "Is this what we do?" And she walked away. And he goes, her saying that in that moment, it was like a knife in my heart. It was like, she could have shouted at me, she could have done whatever. Just her asking, "Is this what we do? Or is this how we behave?" Or is it along those lines? Because that made me I swore to myself I would never do such a thing ever again.
Wow.
That was so powerful. I was like, she got the point across in a way where, oh, may Allah rule that woman, the amount of stories that he was telling me about what she's done and the question and the way she's raised him and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
SubhanAllah, amazing podcast.
Somali elders are very wise, man. Allah.
Very wise.
They have that wisdom, bro.
Even even her husband, his uncle, who's now passed away. So he mentions so many different things. Like as a young kid, that he was saying to him, till now it's benefiting him. But coming back to the point though, what do you guys think would have been the proper thing to do in that situation?
I think you handled it nicely.
I was going to say, I think you handled it very well. The only thing I would say is follow through. So if he's not swimming, he's not swimming.
Yeah, that I was going to say.
That's
also
one thing that my wife often does, and it makes it so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Why? Because she wants them to respect her. Yeah, and she says, "Oh, they only listen to you or whatever." But it's because she can't handle the fact that she's going to say, "Okay, you're not going out."
Yeah.
She always gives in, and they know that. So
yeah,
the follow through
this is a big
important.
thing. There's a big thing. Like they have.
If he's not swimming, khalas, he's not swimming. It's not the end of the world. At least then he knows 1 + 1 is 2.
You're right.
But in the end, he goes swimming. It's not that bad. It's not the worst case scenario.
It's that next time if that happens, I'll just go say sorry again.
Yeah, I just have to be patient, and I'm gonna get what I want anyway. Subconsciously as
That's the
well.
only thing I was going to say as well. I was
You're
going to
right.
say that as well.
You're right. No, barakallah fi. What about Sam?
I'll just add, Sheikh, the withdrawal, like whatever we're withdrawing them from has to be severe. Because if we're not shouting at them because we're thinking they're going to be traumatized or something, then there has to be a withdrawal. So with my daughters, what I do is like I withdraw myself, like my character. Like I'll do the same thing, stop the car, have the conversation with a very deep voice, no like, because I'm always joking around with them, just being like whatever. And then I'll just completely withdraw myself. You know, like this was completely upsetting. Like I'm at a different character, and sometimes I'll genuinely be at a different character. Sometimes I just like hyperbolize it and like pull it off. Like, you know, then they like, oh wow, it's severe. Like the environment of the house is like, we don't even know if we're supposed to like sit here, move. Like, what are we supposed to do now? Because the
No
house
one knows
is, like,
where to go.
Terrified, you know. So,
Cut the tension with a knife, as they say.
yeah. So I think, So I agree with the brothers. The withdrawal has to be very severe.
But that to me, that's a scary one, because you know what? I think maybe that's my own personal trauma, let's call it. But
SubhanAllah.
growing up, my mum, obviously single mum, so there's no physical really.
Yeah.
That's not the approach she took. Maybe
I mean,
because she was trying. Maybe
I beg to differ.
you know, my
do you
mum hit me once in my whole life.
That's it for you.
I'm on maybe.
Yeah, no, me is once in my whole life, and it was because me and my sister were fighting, so she just hit us both. Anyway, her approach was the emotional approach. Yeah, which to me was, I don't know, to the point where I think it's too severe, because
Really?
she would just basically stop talking to me.
That's
That
what I do.
would make me bawl, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like as a grown child.
But did it help?
Yes and no. Yes, you know, I didn't want to do, you know, I thought about what it is, all the consequences, everything. Like, it was literally traumatizing at the time. Like, that was the worst thing for me. My mum not talking to me. But then on the flip side, long term, did it really help? I don't know.
I think it did,
Maybe I
Sheikh.
would have preferred just a slap, you know, get over it and khalas after her. So it's a fine line, because for me, I feel like in general life, emotional everything is a serious weapon.
I'll tell you what my dad used to do to me, yeah.
This episode went left.
Turn to parenting part 2.
This is a parenting part 2.
Part 2.
Therapy part 1.
Even though I said that in
Childhood trauma part 3.
No, look, because I don't do this. I don't do what my dad did, yeah. Because everyone apparently says it's bad, apparently. But my dad did, bro, it was effective.
So what?
So my dad never hit me. Never once. But he got close. Like, as in, he never wanted to hit me. He intentionally never wanted to hit me. But he would threaten me. Like, you know, like, for example, if someone you want to threaten someone on the streets, you get into his face, head on his head, you know, like,
Everything but.
everything but. So I remember the first time my dad, you know, basically, my mum's mobile phone in the car in her handbag turned on, and he heard me talking to some crud in the car as a 7-year-old. My dad locked the phone, called my mum back and said, yo, do a U-turn, bring this kid back. But the way he set it up is that he set it up like he was like trying to teach me some like mafia type of lesson.
Big man lesson.
He said, don't. So my dad used to have an apartment, right? That they rented out, but at a specific point it was empty. He would just have his meetings in there and whatnot. His friends would come over there. So he said, don't bring him to the house, like bring him there. So my dad goes there.
Completely mafia stuff.
Yeah. So
Gotta sit down.
Yeah, my mom goes to me, broski. Yeah, and everything you said. I'm like, Mama, what's the pattern? She's like, it's a long day for you, brother. So she's not even helping me right now. She's just
I can't even help you right
She's
now.
telling me, brother, yo, he heard you. I got nothing for you. I can't do anything for you.
No 50-50. There's no phone a friend. There's no.
So we pulled up now outside the house. Mum's in the car. Mum's like, brother, you gotta walk this one on your own. So now I've knocked on the door. My dad's opened the door. We go inside the living room. It's a corridor. Seemed like a very long walk. I've now gone to the living room. It's like you said, I don't know, should I sit, should I not? So I'm standing. I'm up against the wall. My dad comes up to me. Bro, he grabs me from here, my t-shirt, and he lifts me up.
With one arm.
One arm.
How old are you?
7.
Okay.
And man's just hanging. And he's pushing me against the wall. And he says to me, don't you dare ever say those things again. He's in my face, bro. He's in my face. Then he goes, go upstairs to the bathroom. Take your clothes off. Sit in the bathtub.
My goodness.
Bro, he takes
Waterboarding.
freezing cold water and just pours it over my body, bro. He takes the tap, freezing. And then he just leaves me there in the bathtub. Turns the light off, walks out, leaves me there. I never...
I have to cut that out, bro. Before you get a visit from child protection services. You know those
sensitive content.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think, bro,
No, I think his dad was just doing cold plunge before it was.
yes, cold plunge. Bro, I'm telling you, that's all he ever. There was two other experiences like that. If you saw me do something bad one time, you know what he did? He picked me up. He said, "What? Is that what you said?" Yeah. He picked me up. He took me to the garage. Our garage was in the back, and he just put me in there. Closed the door. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
It was so effective.
Because I think it differs, Sheikh. I think that's where we have to understand.
I
Every
tell you
child
one
is
last thing.
different.
I tell you one last thing. He did this to me when I was 16. Now I'm turning to a big man. Now I'm turning to now I'm turning to a big man, right? So I don't know. Again, bro, from what he did to me, I've never disrespected him. I never said that day was all I needed. But you know, sometimes I've done something that's annoyed him. Maybe he's taken something I've said disrespectfully, so he has to still enforce. I remember 16, bro. He came up to me. He's like, "You think you're a big man?" Obviously, he's talking to me not in slang, but basically what he's saying is, "Think you're a big man." He took his knee. He didn't knee me hard, but he just kind of like, you know, he just
let you know the strength
in my thigh.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro? That's all I needed, and it was
so did you take heed?
Yeah.
But even outside of the home, did you become khalas a good guy, whatever, or did you just learn to compartmentalize?
It was even no. Look, remember, yeah.
It's a deep question.
When I would, even as a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, I'm obviously not practicing, whatnot, so on and so forth. My dad would tell me, be home by sunset, I'll be home by sunset. He had control over me the whole time. My point is that when I started like not practicing, it wasn't because I'm hiding from my dad. It was because we weren't really the most practicing family growing up. It was culturally practicing.
Yeah.
I believe my dad wanted to have me on the deen from early, and I think he could have. Bro, my dad had control over me.
Subhanallah.
Even right now as I'm saying it, I feel like.
And is that something you would want?
Show up.
Would you want that now for your children?
So
do you think that it's the right approach?
I've just been told it's wrong. So I've not done it. And I'm scared. Bro, my dad used to say to me, like, it's to the point where people come up to me and they say, you know, you got a father wound. I'm like, I genuinely don't, bro. Like, they tell me based on these stories, they're like, you must have.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I don't. I'm so.
Yeah,
bro,
but maybe you haven't been pushed.
You don't understand.
Because that's when it comes out.
I've been trying to find it. Wallahi. I've been trying.
He's got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. I swear by Allah, I'm trying to find it. I'm speaking to my brother. I'm like, yo, where's the wound, bro? Where's the wound? Bro, my dad I used to bring work to him. And he'd tell me, it's not good enough. I used to get an A. He would tell me, okay, next year, again, same thing.
Where's the A star?
That's my dad.
Subhanallah.
That's my dad. And but the thing is, you know what he did used to do? Maybe this is it. He would show me extreme love. Like, he would tell me, like, at night, he would just tell my mum, wake me up, bring me. He would just hug me. He's lying in bed, he just hug me, kiss me, like, hard on my chin. The stubble in his beard, I remember, would, like, poke me. He just kiss me hard and tell me I'm his son. And so maybe that was about it.
But this is super important what you said there, because a lot of fathers now, I feel like, especially with their sons, it's like they're so paranoid of their sons, I don't know, maybe becoming feminine or whatever. They lack, they show them a lack of love. And actually,
he showed me
that's so much more important
More
than anybody else to show your son love. Because when it goes left the other way, it's because of the lack of love from male figures that they've had.
No, he showed me so much love.
SubhanAllah.
So much love.
Should we leave it there?
So basically, we shouldn't pick up our kids. I'm joking.
Don't say I'll break you.
I'm joking. I've never done that. Alhamdulillah, bro. I've never even shouted at my daughter.
Alhamdulillah.
I've never even shouted at her. But I do the
stern.
I do that.
You know what it is? Because our kids, they know us. They know who we are. They know what we like. I'll tell you one last story
Go on.
before we... you know, this kind of was it kind of goes well with the episode anyway, but it was a long time ago. So somebody robbed my phone.
Oof.
This is when, it shows my age, but the flip phone, it had the screen in the front, Samsung, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came with a lanyard. Yeah?
Okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
wearing it, rocking it with the lanyard. Yeah, so I've left school, and then after school, we'd get up to silliness in the high street or whatever. Then some older guys, yeah, they came, they seen the phone, khalas, they want the phone, this and that, so we're fighting for it, they took it, yeah. I'm like devastated, yeah. At that time, so expensive, like, I'm not from no rich family, whatever. Anyway, got home and I'm just like, I don't even want to go home, because how am I even going to explain this? Then my brother's there, my older brother. And he just said, come. And bear in mind, at that time, I live in Hackney and I go to school in Holland Park. It's like a
West
good,
London.
it's a mad trip.
Literally the other side of the
Yeah,
sea.
have to take a bus and the Silver Link and all of these.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Got home, my brother said, come, we're going to go. So I've gone with him. I remember that day it was snowing. Yeah. Before that day, I feel like I've never had to express myself in any negative way because, subhanAllah, I was always quite big in terms of my peer group. So it's like nobody really tested me, yeah, in that sense, especially in high school. So they just assumed, yeah,
Handle himself.
exactly. So I've never been tested, so I'm just kind of just been easy going. That day now, it's like my brother just took me, and that's when I think I went from a boy to a man. And there was so many negative things that he did, like super negative things, like not even to mention, yeah. But it's like he literally said, "Khalas, today you're a man, whether you like it or not." We literally went like in the whole area of like Blackbird Grove, and we're stopping anybody, and he's like putting it on them, yeah. And he's telling me, "Yeah, do this and hold this and whatever." Yeah, we're stopping people randomly. Yeah. We're doing stop and search, yeah. And people are like, "No, I don't know that guy," and this and subhanallah, yeah, like. He just threw me in the deep end, basically. Like, we're going to make this happen. And subhanAllah, in the end, it was resolved, yeah? Because that person heard about what's happening in the area and they didn't want it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah? And subhanAllah, years later, the brother became Muslim. Yeah? And, like, we became actually friends.
The one who wrote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Allah Akbar.
Subhanallah.
What a story.
Bro, that
And
day...
became Muslim.
Yeah,
What
subhanAllah. Not like years later, and I've seen him in the masjid. I'm like, I recognize this guy. And then I realized,
This is the guy that robbed you.
subhanAllah. But you know what's crazy? It shows you one thing. Me as like, you could say like the victim, for example. Yeah. And he was the perpetrator. He didn't really remember me until today. I've never mentioned this to him. Because this is years and years and years. We're both grown. We've just connected in the masjid. Yeah. I know who he is. He doesn't know who I am.
Wow.
Subhanallah. But it was profound for me. But, to him, probably just
Another guy.
another guy, another phone.
Another guy, another phone.
But yeah, but
Barakallahu
subhanallah.
We'll leave it there, inshallah. If you guys would like to have more parenting related episodes, let us know. You know what? If you want us to start a parenting podcast, let us know. With that said, we'll leave it there, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you on the next episode.